Hi, welcome back to Purpose and Profit. Today I am with Colleen, and Colleen is a real estate investor, realtor, YouTuber, keynote speaker, and she loves to paddleboard. She has a huge love for Jesus and chocolate. She teaches women over 40 to gain financial freedom through investing in real estate, and she believes it's never too late to live a life that you love. Her life philosophy is that miracles are normal and everything is always everything is always working out for her. And this isn't your practice life. I also want to start with an introduction to say, you and I met at our day with Pace.
Yes.
And it was such an exciting day because it was your first time going to the range and shooting, even though you come from a household of shooters. So before we get into the behind the story of you, do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, what's so funny is one, I loved meeting you at the day with Pace, right? That was so fun. But I was so excited for my day with Pace because I was a little nervous about what the activity was going to be because I had foot surgery and I knew I couldn't do something extreme sports wise. And so when I heard we were going hot air ballooning, I'm like, oh, it's a bucket list item for me. I'm so excited. It doesn't require any superpowers or strength, right? It's like totally, this is going to be beautiful, right? And then when we were sitting there, I guess it was too windy and they like last minute called and said that they had to cancel for us. And so where else are you going to take? I think there's like 15 of us, right? Like you can't just like last minute figure out something else. And so they just was like, well, we'll just have to go shooting. And I'm like, I hate guns. And I'm in this crowd, right? You're with these other people. And I'm like, I hate guns. I'm scared of guns. My whole family goes shooting and I never go shooting. I'm like, at first I'm like, this is the crappiest thing ever. I can't believe this, right? Like, and I'm scared, right? And I'm scared to death. And I'm like, I don't know. Can I just say I don't want to go? And I don't know. Like, can I be the ammunition carrier or I don't know. But I was trying to figure out like, what is my play here? My family's tried to pressure me forever. My mom goes to the shooting range every week. My family's really into it. I'm like, anyway, I just took good peer pressure. I did tell Pace, he goes, you look kind of scared. I'm like, I'm scared crapless. Like I'm scared of guns because he said you look kind of, white. And I'm like, oh, anyway. So Pace made me do it. Right. He's like, Colleen, you got to go try it. And it was actually really fun. That is what is so funny. I had a blast and I learned that two things. Good peer pressure is really good. So, and it's not just, I really am a big fan of, your environment matters and who you hang out is important with, because you're going to become like those 5 people you hang out with the most. So it's really important to either be by yourself or start meeting friends to level up, right? People that are doing what you want to do. And it's so funny is actually good peer pressure made it so I tried shooting and I actually loved it and it was fine and fun. And my whole family was shocked out of their gourd that I did that.
That's incredible. I have to tell you, like, I was also very excited about the hot air balloon. But when we went out there, I don't think anything could have prepared us that, like, the reality is any experience with the right people can be a lot of fun.
So true.
Yeah. And we definitely had the right people, and it was a great atmosphere and great chemistry, and it was a really good time.
It was so fun, like literally so fun. And it was just fun to watch the other people shoot and to pull the clay thing. And it was so fun.
It was a little chilly, but very fun.
It was very cold. Yeah. If you look at pictures of me, I'm like bundled up. I don't care. I'm really old. So I'm the only one like with a toque on, a scarf on, a huge jacket. Like, I don't care what you think of me.
That's funny. Okay, so let's rewind. And why don't you tell us a little bit on how you got here?
So I was writing a book about how to invest in real estate for women because I feel like most women, I don't know why we're educated. And someday I'm going to look into this, but why is it only like 30 to 40% of investors are women still in the real estate investment world? And then if you go to a real estate investment seminar, it's like 1 or 2 token women on it, which on this, on their poster and on the stage. And that really bothers me, especially because I've been in real estate as a real estate agent for 20 years. So I decided I'm going to start building my portfolio and I'm going to write a book that can educate people in simple terms, like what do you need to know to, mitigate your risk and like get your first deal and start. Because if someone even just bought 2 or 3 or 4 properties, let's say you had 3 properties over the course of your lifetime, what a difference that would make in your retirement and your financial future when, it's huge, right? And it just gives you options. Like if you're making $10,000 a month off your rental properties, you have the flexibility to work at a job you love or pursue interests that you love or travel or be with your family or take care of an aging parent or whatever it is. It just gives you a lot of options. And so I wrote this book and then I thought it was ready to go. And then I was getting, I told my publisher, who's a good friend of mine now. Anyway, I said, I think it's ready to go. And then that night, a voice in my head, God, whatever you call it for me, said, what about the people, the book's great, except for like, what about people who can't afford 25% down to buy an investment property or don't have the right FICO score for that? And I'm like, well, I don't know how they buy property. And I don't know. What do they do? And that thought came to me, that guy Pace Morby that you met at Clever Summit like a year ago at this investment seminar in Vegas. He says he buys all his properties and businesses creatively. He doesn't use a bank and he doesn't have to show a FICO score or, all that stuff. And he says, you should reach out to the Carly Grenman, which I met her at Clever Investor Summit and find out because she joined the community and you should find out about it. So I called her and I joined Sub 2, which is Pace's creative finance community. And I went to the newbie seminar on Zoom by Carolyn Kane taught it. And she said, you should figure out how you can add value. Don't just ask people like, how can I add value to your life? You're just giving them a new project. Just do an assessment on yourself and add value to the group at your local group, right? I'm like, okay, well, I all my business comes from referrals. And so I'm going to, I hosted a vision board party at my house because they said you should make a vision board. And I already host vision board parties for my clients once a year. And so I'm like, I have all the stuff, right? I've been doing that for years with my clients. So I reached out to the local leaders, invited everyone, and ended up doing 2 of those. And then they needed to have a Christmas party for Orange County, San Diego County, and LA County somewhere. And I took a video of my house and my yard and said, if you would like to have it at my house and save money on an event space, come on over. And so they came, they had the Christmas party here and there was a lot of people here. And I met a guy named Jason Park. I met a lot of people, but he said, I'm going to help you get your first few deals. So I'm like, wait, what was your name and your phone number? Right. And I love that I become really good friends with him. And he did help me get my first deal. I bought a house in Texas with Creative Finance. It's right down the street from my grandkids and my daughter. And then Creative Finance, I bought into the Sub 2 fund with Pace so I could have a multi-unit. And then I'm finishing the book. I'm working on the book. I'm giving myself till the end of summer to finish writing this part of the journey. And so people can know, oh, if I don't have and it's actually a better way to buy than traditional financing, right? It's a lower entry fee. It helps solve a problem for a seller. Like the guy whose house I bought, he wanted to retire his wife. And the market he was in, the house didn't sell. It was an expired listing. And it was my daughter's neighbor, 2 doors down. Just owned another house in the neighborhood, right? And so now I'm in the process of looking at 2 more houses in his neighborhood from other people whose houses didn't sell, right? That my daughter knows. And so anyway, that's how I got started. And I've become active in the community and I go to all the events and watch the videos and network with people. And I started a YouTube channel.
Yes, you did. And a podcast.
Yeah, and a podcast. And it's I interviewed Pace Morby. I asked Pace. So before our day with Pace, it was Sunday night. And I just had this thought, you should ask if you can interview Pace while you're there. And just tell me your flexible schedule and you could do it anytime during the week, right? And so I did. I sent him a message and he said, oh yeah, I'd be happy to do it. And he sent me the person I needed to schedule it with. And anyway, it was great. And it was a great interview. And because of the great interview, Pace told me I could interview any of his friends. So I think that when we take imperfect, inspired action and we just start doing stuff, God cannot steer a parked car. You have got to get moving in some direction so he can help you get the ball rolling, get that car moving somewhere.
I absolutely love that. And I believe that that's true. I think that a lot of people, and especially women, I also feel very driven to help women in the space. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of women feel like they have to know everything before
Mm-hmm.
they can start. And the reality is, and you've been in real estate so much longer than I have, but the reality is you will never know everything.
Mm-mm. Never.
Never.
Every deal's different, and and things change all the time, right? Like all the time.
Yes, that's so
Mhm.
inspiring. I love that. So when do you think you'll be done with your book?
My goal is to be done with the book by September, by the end of September. And then I think you get in line for publishing. It be a few months, I think, after that. I have to find out what slots are open because you get in line for publishing. And so I'll let you know when it comes out or before it comes because I would love everyone to read it. It's going to be called Ask No More because I feel like women feel like they have to ask permission to do something instead of just doing it. Because along my journey, because I've been married 37 years this month, which is like insane to think I'm even been alive, much less married that long, right? And I can remember there was there's two houses I really wanted to buy, and I think I could have gotten each one of them to carry the paper, over time. Here, one in my neighborhood and one in Huntington Beach. And my husband talked me out of it, and I love him, and he's my partner. And today he's all in on this, but back then he talked me out of it. But I really didn't need his permission. I should have just done it because our financial picture would be so different, right? And so I don't know why men don't seem to ask permission, but I did find out that there was a guy, another person we know, he wanted to buy 5 properties and his wife wouldn't let him. So I guess, it's just an interesting dynamic that we have in our lives. And so I just don't feel like people should have to ask permission. You're your own person. And if you feel like it's your money and you think it's a good path to follow and you feel called to do it and you do the research and you educate yourself and your due diligence and underwrite it and everything, that you should have the courage to go forward and do it. And realize you don't need someone else's permission to invest or to start a business or to buy a business or any of that stuff.
It's so true. And I've always had I would say in the last year, that's something I've stepped into more.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, he would never hold me back, but he works crazy hours and like we don't usually have time to like really deep dive into anything, except a couple times a month. And so I let opportunities pass by because I felt like I just needed his all buy to move forward. And I think it was the last year that I was just like, well, I'm just going to ask for forgiveness on this one. It'll be okay in the long run.
Wasn't that smarter?
Yes. Yes. So we joke, he has like 4 more years in the army. And I was like, you're going to like retire and you're going to be like, I don't even know what we own, what we don't own. Like it'll all just be there. So yeah.
Yeah. Forgiveness. Better.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Right? You're still your own person just because you're married, right?
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me where I love that you have this huge passion in helping women and moving them through. It's a mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moving them through that mindset. Where do you want to go with this? What's your vision for that?
So, 2 things. I want to create a community of women. I help host the Sub 2 Women's. Do you help with that too? The women's Sub 2 Women's
I
Zoom?
I don't because it's on
No.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, it's hard for Saturday. But anyway, I'm doing that. But I'd like to coach women and help women to realize, like, show them like the path, and also help like walk beside them, be the person to help guide them through. And so I'd like to either do retreats and speak on stages. And that really bothers me that a lot of women don't speak on stages. And in the next 5 years, I'm definitely going to be on stages. And I've been doing keynote speaking, but not about real estate, but about like interfaith things and different things like that. But I'm going to seek for opportunities. The reason I want to build my portfolio is so I have credibility to get up and speak about real estate. I mean, of course, I know a lot about traditional real estate. And then the other thing is that I thought I just wanted to buy property, but I was just thinking, I've been really pondering on like, what do I want to go next? And I watched this video this morning. I was telling you this guy, I can't remember his name, but he helps with the assisted living, and I think I want to do maybe more assisted living type things, because I have put 6 of my clients, when I sell their houses, all live in the same assisted living place, and I have never ever gotten a referral fee or a thank you card or anything from them, right? And this guy says that he's a realtor and an investor, and he buys houses from families. He has a website and everything. I went and checked him out. I already messaged him. I'm going to get him on my channel, but pick his brain. But he gets 1 month's rent from the assisted living places as a referral fee, and I guess that's a standard practice. I just didn't know that. And so that's anywhere from like $4,000 to $17,000, for each person that you refer and place somewhere. And then there's a couple here in my neighborhood that they own they buy a house, a certain model of the neighborhood I'm in, and then they turn it into an assisted living facility, a 5-bed. And I think I'm in California, and I didn't really want to buy or invest in California because the tenant laws are very friendly to the tenant. And so, but if you did an assisted living in California, your tenants are older people. And so it's not going to be like you're trying to evict them. They're going to pay their money, their family's going to pay, and they sell their house or have income already coming in. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go in. I literally just this morning was thinking about that, because the other thing I was leaning towards was affordable housing, because I like the houses I've bought so far. I've been renting out the rooms in Texas, and I think that I like that model. So I don't know. I don't know. So that's but I was really thinking about this assisted living stuff, because I could stay in California. I still go back and forth to Texas a lot, but I can stay in California. I don't have to worry about evicting tenants, right? And the appreciation is really good in California, because there's no land, right? Like in Texas, my Texas house, the reason I'm buying those houses is because those people are underwater or they can't sell. And it's because there's so much land around, and they're building, new builders are still building, but there's no place to build in California where I live. I live right by the beach. And so the appreciation is huge in LA where I'm at. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing, is assisted living, and making it a couple prong process, like advertise that I buy homes for people that need to go into assisted living, which is what I do anyway, right? I can sell their house traditionally or just buy it as an investment, and then turn in some houses to assisted livings. But you have to get an operator. I have to learn about it. I don't really know anything about it, but I know this couple. I've met them before. They do a lot of them.
And like, the coolest thing about our communities with PACE is that all you have to do is ask. And there are so many people that are willing to help you and guide you and, share their knowledge and share their information. It's just a reluctance of everybody to just lean forward and ask. So cool. The other thing, and this has come up a lot in Owners Club, is that people are looking at the co-living, so the rent by the room model, but for like the golden years. So you're not quite at assisted living yet, but you also don't want to live alone. You know what I'm like, maybe a spouse passed away or something. And so almost you could possibly have both. One transitions into the other. And so
that's really good.
Yeah. So I think that's
I like that.
We have thought about doing the same thing, not assisted living so much. I think that in Florida, there's a lot of like licensure and stuff like that. But I definitely would love to do some golden year co-living. I just think about like both of my parents right now live alone. They, and I just think what a difference that would make if you had a community of people that are similar age, friends, people to go through things with. It has to be so much better than like right now. I worry a lot just because they're alone all the time, but they're not at a point that they need assisted living either. So.
Oh my gosh, you know what? Maybe we were supposed to have this conversation, because I have so many clients that live alone that are so lonely that, because I've been doing this forever. I've lived where I live forever, right? And so I know so many people, and so many of my clients that are older are so lonely and they just want a friend and someone to talk to. And they said it's so depressing to be in their house all day by themselves. I've never thought about that. You don't even have to have an operator. You just make the house nice for them, right? And they could just live, put some of them together in a house, women in one and men in another, whatever.
Exactly. And then they don't have to take care of lawn maintenance. They don't it's life changing. Yeah, maybe we were. I love to see where this goes for you. You have such a dynamic personality that I cannot imagine anyone not wanting to work with you and help you grow and help you do all of the things. You just give off this energy. And I feel like we can even feel it in the podcast, but anyone that gets to meet you in person knows that you have the gift of making everyone feel comfortable, everyone feel seen. And I think that it's really amazing to say that I know you.
So you are so sweet. I do, my real goal in life, I mean, besides teaching women and being the best grandma ever, those are two of them, is to just scatter sunshine everywhere I go. And for every person that comes in contact with me to feel God's love for them through their interaction with me, even if they don't believe in God, God doesn't come up. They just know that they can feel love, sunshine, and just goodness, and just hopefully through any interaction they ever have with me, no matter what it is. That is so nice of you to say that, because that's my number one goal. It's just every person that comes in contact with me just feels loved. That is my number one goal.
Well, you are accomplishing it. So that's
good. That makes me so happy, because it's I've been through a lot in my life, like a lot of opportunities to grow. And I used to say that I've been through hell, so I take buckets of water back to the people still consumed by the flames. That used to be my tagline. And when I used to do coaching. And it's so interesting because everyone goes through something at some point, or is going through something in the moment, right? And I think that when we just extend love and grace and just really see the person in the moment, not be thinking about the past when we're with someone, or in the future, what you're going to be doing, but just literally being present with each person we're with in that moment, and just loving them and finding out about them. And I think it really matters.
It does. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I am so excited to see you at Squat Up this weekend. And is there anything, I see you have your phone number up, but how would you like people to reach out to you?
They can either text me or they can DM me. I'm on social media, Colleen Low _ on Instagram. And then I'm Colleen Barker Low on Facebook. My YouTube channel, I'm doing 3 things this year. This is it. This is my focus. YouTube. Pace told me, go all in on YouTube. So my goal is to get 1,000 subscribers this year and 4,000 listening hours. And so I'm up to 325 subscribers today. I have it all mapped out, how many subscribers I need to get every day, but I haven't reviewed that lately, so I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I have it all mapped out for the year, and I'm on target. And so follow me. My YouTube channel is called Born to Be Brave, and you can like and subscribe, and then you can even put comments. And the content is phenomenal. I've interviewed Kevin Cho twice, Pace, all these incredible people, Keston. I mean, I've just met the nicest people, and I'm really going all in on that. And then if you can text me, I answer my phone, if I can. I time block. I really like what you said. I used to be really, when I was just focused on real estate, I was like, I would track like an attorney tracks every 3 minutes to 6 minutes of their time, for billing. I used to be like that. I used to track it because I had 3 kids, and I didn't have to do anything. I chose to quit teaching and become a real estate agent. And then the market crashed. And so everyone was leaving real estate, and they all told me I was crazy and I should get my job back. And I'm like, holy cow, no way, I'm making this work. And so when the market crashed is when I started selling real estate, a long time, 2007 and 8. I got my license and I quit teaching 2007. And in 2008, I started selling real estate. And I just used to really be really conscientious about how I spent my time. So I'm going to do a time audit, because I think how we spend our time, we don't realize how much time we waste. So anyway, YouTube, I'm right. My book, the three things I'm doing this year, I'm finishing my book and focusing on that, making connections with people, and real estate. That's it. Those are my three things this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. And we will be sure to link your YouTube below so everyone can get to that as well. So thank you so much for your time today, Colleen. And I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day.
You too. I can't wait to hug you. Are you in Dallas already?
No, I arrive tomorrow.
Me too. Mhm.
So yeah, I am.
Yep.
I feel like, last year I probably went knowing about 20 people, which was really exciting. And this year I'm going knowing a couple hundred people, and it feels like a reunion. And it's crazy because, Pace always talks about like, oh, well, I do this with like my closest friends and stuff like that. And like, that's how I feel. Like these are my people I'm going to get to go see. I'm so excited.
I know. I literally sent Pace a message when he posted about how excited he was about Squat Up Summit. And it's so cute. I sent him a message. I said, I feel like I'm going to the best family reunion ever. And he said, yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It's so
100%.
fun. It's going to be so fun. And I'm packing a lot of snacks too, because the thing I realized last year was that I spent so much time networking and visiting with people that I didn't have a lot of time to get food.
Yes, agreed. Or like the waits, because there's so many people, like it took so long to get in that like you're just like, never mind, I'll do it later. But then later never came. And yeah, so
Yeah. So I'm packing some food this time.
that's smart. All right, Colleen. Well, I'll see you on Saturday. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for having me, Amanda. This was awesome. You're awesome to do this. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's good. It takes a lot of energy, effort, like you're self-conscious, all of it, to get out there and do all this stuff when we have no idea what we're doing. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was my honor.
Oh, thank you.